Hello, everybody. We are so happy to see you today.
Hi.
All right. Ooh, we have a lot of comments going today. So hello, future bestsellers. We are doing our first of the month promo stream today. As far as writing sprints, you can do that if you want to do that. It's Doll's birthday today, so we're having a little celebration. And yeah, so we have a lot of exciting stuff going on. I'm super excited. So speaking of exciting, look at this awesome, wait, can I go? Look at this awesome panel I have. I know, right? Fantastic. So how about if we have everybody introduce themselves, and then we will say hello to our lovely folks in the chat today.
You've gotten so good at this. I'm so proud of you, Lisa.
It's been a journey, Caro, as you know. So thank you.
You want me to go first?
I do want you to go first. You spoke too soon about the whole getting good at this thing.
I'm torn because then that means I can't drink my coffee. Hi, my name is Caro Brown. I am an urban fantasy author. I have a channel here on YouTube where I basically just kind of live the life of Caro. If you are interested in that, that is definitely a thing. Today, I am going to be doing whatever Lisa wants to do, but if there's writing involved, I'm probably going to be finishing up my Quarantined with My Avatar short story. So there's just like some things I need to flesh in, and then I need to go and send it to my guild so that way they can fact check me.
Nice. That's good. Doll, tell us all about you.
I can't see me pointing at you, but I totally am. Poking you. I'm poking you. I'm poking you.
Hello there, humans. I am DAL CECIL RUNO, the partially blind alien who is a known voices author, aka the ace from space. I write primarily science fiction, but I also like to explore other genres with my short stories. I have a romance short story already out with a disability and romance anthology, and I am releasing a short story thriller, crime, noir-esque short story this Halloween. So you see, I go all the extremes. I like to explore other genres. I don't put myself in one box. And I also write some poetry if that wasn't enough. I am streaming every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, and I co-host wherever I'm invited. So here I am. Thank you.
I have a question. Can I get any of those in paperback? Because everybody here knows that I like to hold up my friends' books and talk about them.
The anthology, the one about romance, yes.
All right. Oh,
thank you, Caro. That's so funny that you like to do that, Caro. That's so amusing.
Yeah, like,
right? It's very.
Like this book.
Hold on a minute.
Right? Like this book. Oh,
Here,
wait.
Hold on.
Another one.
I'm gonna make you big. Ooh, that's a good one.
I know she's asleep right now, but this is Tamara's anthology that she's in right here. You can see it, and there's some other people here, and I'm sure they're wonderful, but this is the only one I care about.
That is
right. Since Caro is making me do this, and I already turned on the camera for a wee bit.
I didn't make you do nothing.
This is
hold on, making you big. Yay!
This is the anthology that I'm a part of. You can see my name is in the bottom there.
Oh, cool!
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah,
that's my thingy. That's my anthology.
That is so awesome.
Well, you know what that means? That means that while Robert introduces himself, I'm going to freaking Amazon.
Well, that's a great transition if I ever heard one. Robert, poor Caro has some shopping to do. Can you tell the fine people who you are and what you're all about?
My name is Robert Jones, and my channel is The Story Detective. I analyze storycraft like a detective, microscope, and hope to separate the facts from the BS, and I do tech reviews. And currently I'm working on my anthology story, and it's coming together. I have made strides.
Yay! Awesome. Michelle, welcome. We're so glad you're here today. Tell us all about you.
Hi guys, I'm Michelle Schusterman. I am a middle grade and young adult author, and my YouTube channel is Writing Workshops, Traditional Publishing Advice, and Writing Vlogs.
Very nice. Very succinct and fancy at the same time. Hey, everybody. I'm Lisa Daly. This is my channel. If you've just wandered here and you don't know where you are, welcome. I am traditionally published author of primarily romantic comedies, so contemporary romance, and I have a little nonfiction sprinkled in there as well. And here on my channel, we talk about how to write a book you're super proud of and get it published. So if that sounds like something you're interested, I hope you will hit the subscribe button. So guess what? We have a ton of awesome people in the comments today. I feel like we should say hello before we get started. Let's do it. All right. I'm kind of a spaz today. I feel like I'm like excited and energized and kind of all over the place.
See what's going on is that you can tell that I'm kind of like, I'm just here with like my coffee and like see my death grip on it. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. And you're like, it's okay, Carol. We'll get through this together. I'll just be happy until you wake up. And I'm like,
That's
okay, cool.
I'm going the wrong direction. I'm sharing my overabundance of energy today with you.
Get out of my square.
I can't, Carol. I'm going to be in your square. All right.
I have a question, Carol. Where did you get that cup? Because it's as big as your head.
It is as big as your head. Look at that bad boy. Oh my gosh.
Pumpkin.
I love it. My favorite pancake place has pancakes as big as your head, and that's how you know they're good.
Mm-hmm.
I actually got this from the Halloween store. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I got it from the Halloween store. So so I don't know if you guys know, but like I've got like this thing for skulls.
We may have noticed that about you.
I really like skulls, and so I'm gonna derail real quick, and then we can tie it back in. But I told Mr. Brown when he came home, I was like, I need walkies. Like, I need to get out of this house. And he was like, okay, well, let's go to Michael's and maybe you can look at some planner stuff. And I'm like, man, it's like you know me, right? And so we headed over to Michael's so that way I could go look at planner stuff and stickers. And I was like, the Halloween store is open. This is like in the middle of August, okay? In fact, it was August 21st. It was August 21st. I was like, man, freaking Halloween store's open. He was like, I know you always wait until Halloween's over to go get the skulls on discount, but those are usually like the dingy skulls and they're always like half off and broken. It's like, why don't we go get new ones? And I was like, oh, right.
This man is too good to be true.
He is. And so we go in there, and sure enough, there's like this, like, it's almost like a Target thing where it's just got like pumpkin spice displays. It's got like it's your basic bitch aisle, right? And so I was like, this is me. And so I just started putting the stuff in the cart, and sure enough, there was like this big mug, right? And I was like, I've already got a really big mug, and I don't need another one. He's like, yeah, but does it say Hello Pumpkin on it? And I was like, no.
Hello Pumpkin. Right. If you don't have a Hello Pumpkin mug, are you really living? I mean,
no. Well, the joke is that this is my dad's nickname for me.
Oh,
yeah.
Sweet.
Really
That's
cute.
super sweet. Aww.
Dad has a nickname for me too, but it's in Finnish, so it's Tähti, or like
what does that mean? Oh,
Star.
That's so sweet.
Oh,
I love that. That's so sweet.
You know how husbands have that yes dear thing? My dad does that with me, but it's like, okay, Pumpkin. I'm like, don't do that.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. Spence is here, and Spence was here first today. So yay! Your prize package. Well, no, there's no prize package, but yay! We're so glad you made it. Joanne Ninja 10 is here. Woohoo! Devin's here today. I'm so glad you made it. Oh my gosh, we have such a good group today. Hey, Sarah. I'm so glad you made it. I have to say, Sarah's avatar like literally cracks me up every single time.
She can put those glasses on her Zoom, so she streams on Friday evenings, and I just I don't take part in the Sarah stream anymore because that's my PvP night. So I just kind of kill things while listening to her talk. But last week she was like, look, I can put on the glasses. And I was like, why don't you just do that all the time? Like, that's just perfect.
That is awesome. That is totally awesome. All right. Say another day job work. That's another time hitting that like button anyway, Sarah. Thank you. We love it. All right. Sam's here. Hey, Sam. We're so glad you made it today. Sarah Keith is here. For those of you who do not know, Sarah actually, I'm not just like, oh, I'll check my messages now. Sarah Keefe actually had a brand new book come out just yesterday.
Yeah.
Yay, look at that. Right? It's beautiful. This is her debut. So run right over to Amazon. Hold on, how do I make myself go away? There we go. Run right over to Amazon and grab that. It's called Widow's Weeds. Beautiful cover. I am it's so moody and great. It's really fantastic. Nihilist Geek is here. I thought perhaps that something had happened to Nihilist Geek because he's always here and then he hasn't been for a while, but he stopped in for the last couple of weeks to say hi, even though he can't stay. Hi, we're so glad you made it today. All right. Oh, you're the sweetest. Thank you. Oop, and StreamYard, sorry about that. Alexis is here. I'm so glad. Alexis, I tell me where you are because I actually have something I wanted to send to you. So send me a little message in the chat and let me know if I should reach out on Facebook or Instagram or whatever.
You know, Lisa's been spending too much time with me when she just talks to people through like YouTube. Okay.
I have. I think you rubbed off on me, Caro. That's like our meet cute, Caro, is one of my favorites, though, right?
Hey! I can't talk to you.
Cat Leo is here. I've got work in an hour, so I'll be getting ready and leaving for work. That is cool with us. We are so glad you made it. Happy birthday, doll! Yay.
Thank you.
I feel like we should be taking periodic breaks throughout the stream today to wish Doll happy birthday. Sarah says happy birthday. Joanne says happy birthday.
Dankeschön.
Lots and lots of happy birthday wishes. Alexis says hey to Caro. Ooh. Spence says, I don't know. Let's check this out and see if you've heard about this book. Spence says Caro wrote a really good book called, what's that called again? Queen of Swords. Here, I'd like to be big on the screen again. Woo! Queen of Swords and Silence. Wait, can I do this without? There you go. I love that cover too. Isn't that beautiful?
It is.
I read this book. It is freaking awesome. I loved it. That my husband is reading now, and he's loving as much as I did. Love it. That book is just fun for the whole family. While you're at Amazon today, oh, look at this. While you're over on Amazon, you could pick a copy of Caro's book up too. It's pretty freaking awesome.
There we go.
And there we go. Hold on. Doll wants to be big today. There we go. Beautiful. Love it. Love it.
You guys are amazing. Thank you.
Everybody loves that book. All right, here we go. Kat says, Caro, that mug is giant, and I love it. Joanne Ninja Hen says, nice cover. I think she is talking about
Widow Weeds.
Widow. Yeah, I love that title, but I have to say I'm having a hard time remembering it, but I think that's just me. So, CO Savvy's here. She says, hi, Daily Brown Doll. Schusterman, detective, happy womb eviction day, doll. Never nicer. Sarah says nice. More good birthday wishes. Sam says happy birthday. Tina's here. Hey, Tina, we're so glad you made it today. Steven's here. Hello. All right. Joanne says, if I ever publish my 210,000 words book as a paperback, I'll make you work your guns. All right. Is this like it's not one book, right, Joanne? Is it like a series, a couple of books in there? 210 for the whole thing, or one book? Because if it's one book, we got to have a chat.
So here's my prediction.
Yes.
If this does become a thing, it's going to be like this book.
Wait, hold on. What is this? Wait.
It's Dark Materials. But here's the thing. So it's all 3 books, right? In this little book, right?
Yeah.
And all 3 books are very massive. But let me tell you something. They printed this on Bible paper, because I can see straight through it.
No.
Really? Wait, you're coming back.
No.
Oh, that's not cool.
Dislike.
Although I guess
That's like the only downside to this book. It's like it's on really thin paper, but again, they put all three books into this. So I keep hearing Dal say this is her favorite thing. It's mine too. And you should have seen me when The Golden Compass came out as a Disney film, and I was like, are you serious? Like, do you guys know what the story is about? Like,
did you like the show?
I haven't seen the show, but Mr. Brown has. Mr. Brown's been watching it. I am okay. So, no surprise of anyone, I am a big book to screen snob.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
I think the show is a little bit better than the film.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch it. The only book to screen adaptation that I saw that I thought was absolutely beautiful was actually The Green Mile.
Oh, that was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was really good.
Because
Stephen King put it out, it wasn't quite so tight. It was a little bit rough and all over the place. So when they actually put it together for film and took out all the extraneous stuff, it actually tightened it up, I thought.
yeah, it originally came out as like this little magazine expert so he just kind of had it come out in issues, and then they just put it all together. So of course you were kind of like, and let's go talk about this mouse for 20 pages. Like the mouse is very interesting, but all right, don't let, I'm derailing you too much, Lisa.
That's funny because turnabout is fair play. It's usually the other way around. So I think I owe you a couple. L.R. Archer is here. Hello. We're so glad you made it today. All right. Joanne says, if I ever do a live stream, I will definitely say, oh my gosh, we have such a good group here today, even if I have 0 watchers.
Yes.
We do have a good group. I feel like we have like the best little group over here, and I'm always so excited to see who shows up. Sarah, yay!
Sarah was so kind and let me kidnap her yesterday for her debut day. I was like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing on your day?
That was a very entertaining stream yesterday that you did, and I feel like if you didn't get to see it live yesterday, you should go check out the replay.
I will warn you guys, my brain was not fully wired, so it's kind of like I would think something, but something else would come out of my mouth. So if you want to laugh at me, that's the stream to do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was part of why it was so entertaining, I think. I mean, it's always entertaining, but it was more so than usual. I think yesterday was really funny. All right, Maya's here. We're so glad. She says, happy birthday to Doll. Joanne says, sorry, I just jumped right over that. She says, thank you. Joanne says, it's one book. It's 210K. I'm only on my second book, already 80K in, not at the midpoint yet. All right. Devin says, we are awesome. That is true. All right. That is very true. Caro is a book to screen snob. Does not mean you're not going to watch my YA anime fantasy novel turned film. Oh, we're watching it. We're having a movie night here.
I will do it because I love it.
That's right. I spoke to my readers about what to cut out. And they said nothing. And now I'm speaking with my betas about where and how I can split it. But I'm seriously tempted to release it like that. I want to talk about that after the break and what you guys think about that, because there are many schools. Would there be schools of wisdom? There are many thoughts on this. I have some. I'm guessing Michelle does, because we both come from traditional publishing backgrounds where there are rules about such things, but I could be wrong. And I want to know what you guys think. It is a whole brave new world out there. Should we do a big long book that's 210,000 words? Should you piece it up into a bunch of smaller books? What should we do? So we're going to think about that. All right. Georgie's here today.
Hey, Georgie.
All right, you guys. So we are going to get started with a little 5-minute warm-up today. So figure out what it is that you want to do, what you're planning to do today. We only talked a little bit about what we're going to do. I know some folks are going to be writing today. Normally, this is our promo stream day, but we have had a lot of videos where people had questions or thoughts afterwards. So we were thinking that we would just sort of make this kind of a free-for-all to talk about what you guys want to talk about. If you have any challenges from like the newsletter stream from last week or last month, we can talk about that. If there's other platform building stuff you guys want to talk about, we can do that. If you want to write today, you can do that. We're all cool here. We're cool. All right. So
just do us a favor, and if you are going to ask us a question, can you put question in all caps?
Yes. Thank God Caro is here to
Break
keep
down some robot erotica. We can do that too.
right? This is the place for that. If you want to break down some robo-erotica, as we like to call it here on the stream.
I know Tamara's not awake right now, but I can just see her like opening her eyes, being like, "There's shenanigans afoot."
Yes, she knows. She can feel it in her bones. All right, you guys, we are going to start with a 5-minute timer. We're going to all get warmed up. Think about what you're going to work on today, because we definitely want to hear what that is. And then we will talk fun stuff when we get back. All right, you guys, here we go. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, everybody.
And we're done.
Yes, we are. I muted like everybody but Carol, I think. Okay, so I just had to make sure that we're all unmuted because you know how I am. So good. So how everybody feel about our little warm-up sprint today?
I totally forgot it was a warm-up sprint. I was like, okay, we're going to be here for 20 minutes. I'm ready.
No. Oh, no. Sorry about that. We'll get back to it really fast, I think.
No, I thoroughly enjoyed it. You were fine. I just got like...
All right. That's good. When you're like, oh, it was only 5 minutes. I only wrote 700 words. Oh. Sorry. Okay. So, Robert, you are going to be working today on your quarantine with story, right? Wait, hold on.
You have to unmute the Robert, Lisa.
I know. Okay, try again.
This is so on brand.
I thought I got everybody, but no.
Whoops.
Okay, Robert.
Well, I deleted a bunch of words and I added some, so I'm exactly where I began.
That's how it goes.
You know it.
How often?
You know it's good for the story, but it's always like, I've been working for this long, and now I'm in the exact same spot. I know that. Okay, Michelle, what are you working on today?
I'm working on a ghostwriting project. I have a ghostwriting project draft, a draft of my own book, and 12 scripts for that video game, all due at the end of this month. So it's a little crazy. I actually had written 1,200 words before the stream started, and I just added another 500.
Look at you.
Yeah, it's not
great.
500, 200. I was like,
Okay.
that's great. But still, for 5 minutes.
Yeah, for 5 minutes, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. How about you, Doll? What are you going to be working on today?
I don't know, honestly. I did a website yesterday, so I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do today? I think I will just draft my horror short story.
Oh.
Am I lagging?
No, you just. Oh, I just heard like a little robot voice for a second, but you're fine now. So
Okay.
tell us again in case it might have just been me, but it might have been you. So
No, it might be me. I am drafting a horror short story today. I'm continuing with that because I did a website yesterday, so I am like, I don't know what to do with my life anymore. I'm a bit tired.
How's your website going, Dal, and who are you using for a host? Get back.
ooh, good question.
I am using Wix. I am using the free Wix, so it's very free. It's very unprofessional at the moment. But it's just that. It's dalcecilruno.wixsite.com/my site or something.
Fantastic. Here, I'll see if I can put it. dalcecilruno.wixsite.com.
Good on you to make a website, Dal. It's
I
like,
try.
it's like this thing I keep trying to tell a certain SEO consultant.
Right?
Right, Amy?
Yes. Yeah, we got to get her. We got to talk to her about that. Okay.
Okay. You know what? I've been talking to her about it for like 17 months now.
I feel like I was going to say, I feel like if on every stream, but the truth is on every stream, somebody is hassling her about it. Like Caro is the leader of the army of people torturing Amy about not having a website.
I will be honest though, she is really good at about getting work without it though. But I'm like, think about how much work you could get with it.
I had sort of a little epiphany because I have always done like book coaching through word of mouth, and I really love it. And I have had like this month a couple of clients where I'm just like completely on fire about their projects, and it occurred to me, like in all these years, and like it's like Michelle doing all the ghostwriting. It's like if she never put anything out about it. And I thought, like, it has been 1,000 years. Perhaps I should put a page about this up on my website. So that will be something I'll be working on today.
You know, talking about Michelle, she did a webinar last week.
She did have a webinar last week
At Reading.
Yeah. So I stopped in for that. I thought it was really good advice, and not just for folks who write middle grade, but I thought it was like a really nice breakdown of the genre. So how did it go?
It was so fun. Yeah, it was really great. I'm so happy with how it went. I was like, my only anxiety about it was just like the tech issues, since I had like a slideshow and you just never know
Right.
what happened. But everything went really smoothly, and all the questions in the Q&A were great. And Caro was there, and CO was there, and they left nice comments, and that was awesome. It was really fun.
You were really on a roll with just handling it so smoothly and
Thanks.
efficiently. I thought that was great.
Yeah. I wanted to actually send your webinar to my college down the road, because when we actually talk about middle grade stuff, they don't talk about any of that stuff that you were like discussing. And I was like, but of course, like as teachers, we're supposed to be experts on like middle grade writing and what makes it different from everything else. And I'm like, we didn't talk about any of this. All we talked about was kind of like, have them read these books. And I'm like,
It's good. I thought it was a really nice breakdown, and I also thought you did a really nice job with like explaining how there are some books that kind of have elements of both, right? That they're that like they're books that even people publishers of the books are like, it's kind of this, it's mostly this. So
we'll just throw it out in the universe and just let the people fight about it. And
exactly.
Discussion.
Exactly. Let the bookstore decide where to shelve that bad boy. So yeah, I thought it was really good. I will I'm going to make a note, and I will link it in the description
Thanks.
during the next sprint, because you did such a good job, and I feel like everybody should check that out.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, because you guys were talking about His Dark Materials, and that's the one that really gets me, because in the UK, when it was originally published, it wasn't published as middle grade. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. I was the target audience at the time when it came out. It was supposed to be for not secondary, but like, okay, it's the way they structure their educations differently, but it's basically it was for high school.
Yeah,
and it had very high school themes. Like I actually picked up the Subtlety Knife. That was the one that I picked up. Definitely not middle grade.
No, I know.
When Disney said that they were making it, was all kidding and stuff. That's why I was like,
it's so America.
So America.
And then if you actually watched like that movie, because Mr. Brown wanted to go and watch it, and I was like, I don't know how they're going to keep this a kid film, because I know how that book ends.
Yeah.
And so sure enough, when they got to the part that didn't make it middle grade, they're like, I feel good things are gonna come and everything's gonna be great. And I was like, oh, you cop out.
Yeah. Nope.
I'm so glad I did not watch it, because
I
that would be just
I know I saw that movie. I know I saw it, but like I have blocked it from my mind.
It was pretty on point all the way up until we got to the point where it definitely would not have been middle grade at all.
Yeah.
So let's take some comments from the lovely chatters. Okay, so we were talking earlier about book links, and I think after this, when we're going to go do our 20 pretty quickly, and then we'll come back and talk about that, because I think it's kind of interesting. So Maya says my current NA, which is new adult, is 120K, which again,
interesting genre.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about that, actually. I have some feelings about that. Okay, so there'd be schools of wisdom. What a magical statement. Yeah. Okay. CO Savvy says it's Lisa from Florida, so should be pools.
Put gators in it.
Yeah. I swam yesterday. I felt like so kind of stressy, because I had like the internet outage like right in the middle of your stream yesterday, and I came back for like the last 3 minutes.
I just remember in the middle of one of my streams, like you were looking around and we're like, "Are you okay, Lisa?" She's like, "Oh, there's just a gator in my backyard." And we're like,
well, in my defense, I live on the coast, right? Like literally in my backyard is a big spring-fed lake, that like where the water bubbles up from the aqueduct. And so there are turtles and alligators and a gazillion birds out there. And and there are always alligators, and they enjoy sitting out like on the little peninsula, like sunning themselves. But there's a really big one that sometimes appears. So yes, he was out there, and I was like, oh, holy crap, there's a great big, because my desk faces the lake, so I have a beautiful view when I write. But occasionally I'm terrified by what I see out the window.
Yeah.
so there's that. Okay, Spence is going to be working on post World War II vampire romance, draft 2 of the outline. Love that.
Yeah.
Joanne Ninja Hen says, yes, please. Let's talk about book length. That would help me a lot because topics are so intertwined with my personality. I love to follow rules and I love to break them. You and me both. The topic of the length of my book is hindering me at the moment to publish it, and that an editor for $210K is way too expensive. Yeah, that's a big, big book. Not that there have not been successful giant books at 210,000 words, but I do want to talk about that. All right. Oh, Alexa sent me a message. I will go check my Instagram. Thank you very much.
We've all learned how to talk to Lisa.
I know. Insta's definitely better. I'm like the worst on Facebook. I really am. Like before Caro, I really go for like months, like 6 months without checking Facebook. And then I would just pop in and pop out just to get whatever I needed. And then, yeah, I'm a little better now, but not much. All right. Spence got 190 words of an outline. Awesome. Sarah's doing revisions, got the doc open, read over the scene I'll be working on today. It needs a lot of work. Tina read a part in a writing reference book for that sprint. Good. Always good to brush up on craft. LR is finishing assignment for art class, then finishing the quarantine challenge for my local writers group since we meet on Zoom tonight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's cool. Favorite line: Jamie pulled back bayonets dreads to reveal a bruised bite mark and what like a pulsing green egg. Looked like a pulsing green egg under the skin. She was bitten by a sea. Who knows this word? Grogger? What is that? I'm
Sorry,
fast.
My brain is just stuck on the pulsing green egg under the skin.
I know, right? That's a really visual piece of writing right there.
Definitely not romance.
All right. Well, not yet. No. I mean, some people probably like the pulsing green egg, and just like some people like roboerotica. Everybody has their thing.
Okay, Tuesday.
All right. Sia says, I'm always amazed you guys can be unmuted without incident. The sounds would be coming from my mic. We can't. Dal, Maya says, Dal, I'd be happy to help with website design if you want. I'm not an expert, but I know a few tricks. That is so sweet.
Thank you so much, Maya. I can send you, by the way, Robert, Lisa, and Carol, I sent you like a link to my thing directly to your, so you can like see it.
Oh, yay.
It's just there. It's just a tiny website.
It's good. It's good. I'm so proud of you for getting started, Doll. I'm really proud of you for getting started. Pop it into the private chat, and or Carol can grab it. Maybe do you send it on Facebook?
I got it.
Okay, maybe Carol can pop it into the stream. I put what you said in, but I'm not sure if that was the exact link.
Yeah, it was missing the / my site at the end.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's better for Carol to manage these things. She is more together than I am. Just on a general basis.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie.
All right. Spence says websites are so overwhelming, but I want one. You need one. You absolutely need one. I do feel like that should be a topic coming up. I mean, I know we've touched on it a little bit with Amy, but I feel like we need to have like maybe for next month's promo stream, talk about sort of what elements we really, really need on an author website.
Wait, are you planning ahead?
I am.
Who are you?
I often plan ahead, but this is farther than usual.
I was about to say, because usually when you plan, it's just kind of like, okay, so this is what we're going to do today. It's like, I have nothing prepped.
That's okay, because you know what? What did we do? So last Saturday night, if you guys, I know a lot of you were there, but some of you might have missed it. Before I go on, hi, Jeannie Marcella. I'm so glad you're here today.
Oh, wait, Jeannie. Hi, Jeannie. I have your book too.
Ooh, let's have a full screen on Caro today. Ooh.
Oh,
The Demon Lord of California.
Lord,
I love
Hang on a minute,
that.
please.
That's awesome.
I'm just gonna start
Because-
putting all your books like right here, so I'll be like, oh hey, so I have your book too.
How do you have any space to work on your desk, Carol? You just have
Hang on.
one giant stack of books. Okay, so last Saturday night we did our first ever boozy planner-orama, which was super fun, pretty boozy. And and I got a lot of September planned. And one of the things we planned was for the next boozy planorama, which is going to be the last Saturday of the month at 8 p.m.
I also have a genie book here.
Woo! Okay, hold on. I'm making you big, doll. Ooh, look at that. The Phoenix embryo. That's nice. Look at that. You've got some great cover design there, Jeannie. Those are pretty cool.
That's
nice.
Genie's.
Nice.
really
Beautiful.
All
I
right,
have it
Lisa, I wrote it in the planner. You have to do author websites now.
Okay, that's what we're doing next week, you guys. Author websites. What
Not
should be
next
on
month,
them?
Next month, not next week.
Did I say next week? Next
Yeah, you
month.
did.
Yes.
Don't
Next
confuse me. It happens too easily.
Thank you. See, this is why I need you to keep me straight. All right, Barbara's here. Hey, Barbara, we're so glad you made it. Carrie says, my website is currently a glorified blog with a few pages of extra information. You know what? That works for now, and you can always expand it as you go forward. All right, let's see. Ginny's here. Hey, Ginny, we're so glad you made it today. SEO Savvy. Amy is a prime example of chefs who hardly cook at home. All those hours spent in the kitchen, they don't want to hear about cooking when they get home. Amy will come around, I think. Yes, I agree. All right, Spence says, definitely adding that to my to-watch list. Thank you. All right, we love that. All right, Michelle is too cool for school, right? I want to be her when I grow up. Don't we all? Michelle's super organized. Oh my gosh.
I like how humble Michelle is because she's sitting here like, I'm just ghostwriting these children's novels and writing scripts for video games and hosting webinars. And I'm sitting here like, can I touch you?
You know, it was like, if you guys saw Michelle's vlog about like kind of being organized and kind of like her day, the early part of the video, she shows you like her, what was it, Asana or something?
Yeah.
That you use? Yeah. And it's like task two, task two, task two, task two. They're like 50 notifications. I'm like, oh.
You guys, that planner thing was really cool. My planners are so ugly. I don't have all the stickers and stuff you guys do. It made me want to try doing that, but I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to keep up with it.
Well, the great thing is you don't need the stickers for your planner to work, but it makes it more, I don't know, like I feel like I am more engaged with my planner when I'm making it kind of cool and pretty. Like when I enjoy looking at it, I just engage with it more, and that keeps me more on task. So I think that's good. All right. Michelle is totally too cool for school, though. I completely agree. All right. Spence says, Mr. Spence can't stand that movie. He has a rage in his heart that will not be squelched. Nicole Kidman's portrayal aside. This is so funny. Hello, Mr. Brown. Happy Wednesday. Lisa and Authortubers. The worst thing about Wednesday is the tacos are gone, but at least it's closer to Friday.
we had tacos yesterday because my brother just came back from Missouri. It's like, hey, would you like real Mexican food again? He was like, hell yeah. Yes, please. The answer to that question is yes. Yeah. Always yes. Oop, who'd we lose? Michelle. There she's back. Okay. Eva's here. Hey, Eva. We're so glad you made it. Caro has put up Doll's link to her website if you guys want to go check that out. It's okay. We're the same person. You can see it. Like, practically look exactly the same. Thank you, Maya. Thank goodness Caro is here to save us for sure. All right. SEO Savvy says hi to everybody. Mr. Brown says hi. Stephen is working on his website today. What? That's awesome. Fantastic. All right, you guys. And Jeannie Marcella says thanks. Okay, you guys, we are going to head on over and do our first 20-minute sprint because I want to make sure we actually are getting some work done today. Be the taskmaster. All right, here we go. Hold on. All right, so
Let me take down our little comments so we don't have too much craziness going on. And we are going to get going on our sprint in 3. There it goes fast. 2, 1, sprint. All right. Let's get everybody back to normal. I'm going to try really hard to unmute everybody this time, not just like 4 people. All right. Well, Carol always mutes and unmutes herself, so I don't have to worry about her. She's good. All right. Yay. That was a good sprint. I feel like I got a ton done, actually. So I knocked a bunch of stuff off my little things off my to-do list. Yeah. So how did you guys do?
Good.
241 words.
Whoa!
Hey, very good job. Impressive. Oh, how'd you do? Wait, were you cheering for Robert? Or did you just see a mouse?
No, I was cheering. I was cheering for Robert, and also I want again thank you guys for the birthday wishes. Thank you so much for that. And my other brother has appeared. Thank you, Marco. And he says he wrote a song. What?
Oh.
What?
Oh, that's awesome. That's so you have a whole musical family.
I did not
then.
know that he could write songs.
Wow. Well, you never know until you try. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Well, congratulations. That's fantastic. Michelle, how did you do on that one?
806.
Wow, you are killing it today. If I'd like a little trophy or something for you, I would totally. You know what? I'm going to give you the. Here you go. Yay! That just means you've done a really good job. I'm stapling for you. Okay.
We
I know. I'm saving her for last. Let's hear it, Caro. How'd you do?
I was actually rereading and adding in details.
That's still pretty good. That's pretty excellent. Awesome.
That means I beat the reigning champion with my 241.
Yay! That's right. Oh my gosh.
You win this day, but I'll return.
That is amazing. All right, you guys, how and what did you do while we did our last sprint? Are you platform building, promoting today, writing? Let us know. All right, we have a couple little chats. I have that one too, Doll. Also lovely cover. Not sure what, maybe the website. I lost the thread there. Oh my gosh.
It's about her books.
Oh, okay. So Spence says, I need more than an author website. I also make and sell art and copywriting, photography. I need everything in one place. That is a big website.
You will just have different tabs. You have my art portfolio, my photography portfolio, blah, blah, blah portfolio. Like you just have different tabs.
That's a lot. Yeah, but it's more challenging the more in-depth your website gets, for sure. And it also takes a lot more to maintain it. But yes, you need it all in one place. All right. Mr. Brown says, yeah, I'm looking at Caro, the chef who rarely cooks. But when she does, it's excellent. He says it's good. We get a little compliment. All right. Can we touchy the writers? I don't know what that means.
Yeah, that was earlier when I was like, can I just touch you?
Yes. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so funny. All right, so we have lots and lots of laughing. Carrie's here. Hey, Carrie, we're so glad to see you. All right. Yes, please, 2 more planter videos. Planner videos. Yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
That was really cool.
It was fun. I had a really good time on that. Like, we were all pretty much in a goofy mood. I've got like one hair spinning around in the ceiling fan. So if I keep going like this, that's the reason. Don't touch your face. All right. So Sarah says, I need a pretty planner to keep me coming back to it. I want to move to fewer stickers. Someday it'll just be pens and washi. Okay, maybe a few stickers. I don't go crazy with the stickers, but I do enjoy them, especially like these stickers where you have like deadline screaming out so that you don't miss things that are important. All right. LR says the Etsy print your own stickers are amazing. I don't have a cutting machine, so I just cut around the image I want to use and print it on sticker sheet that I got cheap off Amazon. Yes, I do that too. I did a bunch of live stream stickers that way. Robert is soon going to have a bunch of awesome story detective stickers because he has his very own awesome human who is going to be making him some very cool stickers. And she has a cricket. So that is like super, super cool. All right. Eva says 1 per day, max 2 or 3 tops. I totally missed. And Jeannie wants to know, why are the tacos always gone? Oh, that's why, right? That's why. Well, yeah. Okay. Oh, that's super good. Okay. Scully's here. Hey, Scully. Okay, can I just say, you said such nice things on my video. The first couple, I'm glad you're a human, because the first time I thought perhaps you might be one of those bots that says like one of those.
No, Scully is real.
I know. I'm just saying, like, Scully was awesome. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to believe in Scully. I'm going to believe in Scully. And I commented back, and I think I went over to your channel and subscribed. But I was like, is Scully too good to be true? Scully's real, everybody. I'm so happy.
He's not only real, Lisa. He is the author that reads to you. And you know how I feel about authors that read to me.
This is so funny. Oh my gosh, I have just literally made the connection. We were just talking about Scully the other day, and I did not realize it was Scully until I just saw the. Oh my gosh, we were just talking about him. Where was that? Was it on your stream, Carol?
I was talking about Adega, because Adega does that too.
Adega is another author that reads to us, and Adega has that very soothing voice. But Scully, as his name depicts, he writes thrillers, and Adega writes sci-fi and fantasy.
Love it. I love a good thriller. Love a good thriller. All right. So Allie says, I've been good about stickers and washi for the most part this year. I did get some to celebrate finishing the first draft of my project. That seems like a good reason. Also, I got some new stickers just to make me happy. Also, a good reason. I don't have a high bar as far as needing reasons to have stickers. I see pretty ones. I have to order them. All right. Dega says, happy birthday. Okay, back to being busy. This is good. We're going to run through a couple more comments. And then we are going to be talking about book length, because we said we were going to talk that. Allie says, work's been really stressful. Did something to get a tiny bit of joy besides setting up every week. Good. I'm so glad to hear that. Hey, Savvy. So Savvy is behind, not feeling great. She sent me a little message earlier. I'm so glad you stopped by the comments, Savvy. We hope you feel better. All right. Sako says it's the little things. Yes. And of course, Savvy says happy birthday to Doll. All right. Everybody's saying hi to Savvy. Okay, Linda's here. Hey, Linda. She says, I'm stopping by because it's set in my calendar that it's Doll's birthday. Thank you, Carol, for that. So happy birthday, Doll. I wish I could stay longer, but I have to go. Help everybody has a good day. Thank you, Linda. We're so glad you stopped by today. All right, everybody. Let us talk about... I want to talk about 120,000 word new adult, and I want to talk about a 210,000 word. What was the genre for Joanne Ninja Hen's book? Does anybody remember?
I don't remember the genre.
It's an RPG sci-fi mashup kind of thing.
Okay, so all right. So it can be a little longer. It's like fantasy in the fact that you can, that sometimes all the world building requires a longer word count. But 210 is really long. And you said, wow, it's going to be crazy, crazy expensive to afford an editor for 210,000 words. So who would like to go first on this topic?
So first, I would like to introduce you to the longest prologue in history.
What are we looking at now? Name the Wind. Is that right?
Yeah.
Or just
so
okay.
It is. First off, it is a really good book, but this literally has nothing to do with the actual story that the author wanted to tell. Even he has said, "I made you all read the longest prologue in history." And it basically gives a whole bunch of backstory about a character. And then in the next book, that's when he does all the things that the story is actually supposed to be about. But this, as you can tell, it's a very hefty book.
Yeah.
It is a fantasy book, and he does have his own magic system in here, so that is very extensive, and that does dive into a lot of details. Now, for your genre, Joanne, there's also a series of books that's called Dungeonborn. And Dungeonborn is also very lengthy because the one thing that's about RPG Lit is that not everybody here on the screen knows what RPG Lit is. You can say that to me, and immediately, like, I know it has to do with a gaming system, whether it be from D&D or it could be from an MMO, and we talk about stats and points and all the other stuff. And in the beginning, you have to set that world up. You have to. One of my friends wrote an RPG Lit, and of course, like, I was immediately like, yes, I understand. I am making correlations. This is great. But the older people in my group, they were like, what is this? Why would I read this? This is not for me. I was like, it's totally not for you. It's for me, so shut up. So.
All right. So let's talk about the length of this book. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Carol, do you have thoughts? Since you're super familiar with the genre, do you have thoughts about 210,000 words?
I don't know the overall plot of your story. I know that you're going to have to spend a lot of time doing setup. And if you've got, like, because not only do you have to set up, like, the gaming, the system that would be used, like, Dante's Inferno is another, Dante's Immortality. That's another RPG Lit game. As you guys can tell, I read these. That's another one, and that's very lengthy as well. But it literally, and for, like, almost, like, the first 3 chapters, it's very subtly, like, building up the world and the characters and everything else. So that's 3 chapters, right? And then you can dive into the plot and everything else and all that goes into. I don't think the length of your book is so much the issue, but at the same time, I haven't read it. So I don't know if you're going on tangents like The Hunt for Red October, where we spend like 5 pages talking about a painting that we only see once in the story and then never again.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, right? Okay. So, Michelle, thoughts? Wait, she's muted. Is that my fault again? Wait, it wasn't me. Okay,
It's mine.
Okay.
I keep muting myself because I have allergies and I'm sneezing in my nose a lot. Sorry. From an editor's point of view, and I'm not an editor, but just like what I've heard them say is, especially if it's a new author, a debut author, the reason that kind of word count makes them wary is usually because it's not necessary. That's not to say that I mean, maybe that book really did take 210,000 words to tell. And I think any editor who read it, if they thought that, they would happily sign it anyway. But most of the time it's either like really purple prose or, yeah, like Caro said, there's tangents that don't belong. There's subplots that need to be cut. Especially if it's, I don't know anything about this book, but if it's like the first book in a series, that's often really bloated because the author is trying to pack all of this series setup information into the first book, and that can just get cut and be built into later books. So I think that's how most authors feel about it. It makes them a little wary, but I don't think it's like an automatic no necessarily.
No. Well, the other thing too to consider is that, so some readers are going to be like 210,000 words. That's awesome. Right. Yeah. But a lot of readers are nervous about investing that much time with an author that they don't know. And since it's, I think it's your first book, right? Even though you have, you do the work over on Wattpad and some of the other serial sites, that's a pretty big book. And so I guess if it were me and I felt like I really need this 210 words to tell this story, I would start looking at maybe other ways to format it. Like if you are self-publishing, which I'm pretty sure that you said that you were, that maybe this is something you can break up in order to kind of keep your readers like engaged, almost like rapid release. If it's something that could be broken up into parts where you could be building up your audience pretty quickly giving them sort of a steady stream of, of new books. Whether or not that'll work, it might not. Some books cannot be split up in that way, but it at least might be something to consider. And the struggle is if you've written a 210,000 word book and you can't, the cost of having that edited is so cost prohibitive. How are you going to manage that? So
I'd like to introduce you to another extremely large and in charge book, and this is Crescent City.
Hold on. I'm putting you up big. Wait,
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, come on.
Crescent City.
So I did a review on this book, and spoiler, I wasn't very fond of this book.
Sarah.
Right. And the reason I wasn't very fond of it is because there was a lot of exposition where I was just like, we really don't need that right now. And I know you said earlier that your book is very slice of life and it goes off on tangents, but if you cut it out, then it loses the slice of life. Then I'm not an editor. Okay, so I'll just go throw it out there. But as a fellow reader, you really kind of need to take a critical eye at your story and see where the fat is and see if your story can live without it. One of the, Lisa can attest to this. If you have a romance and you can cut the romance out and your story still works, then you don't have a romance. You have something completely else, right?
Good advice.
Yes.
Yeah. So, really take a look at your story and kind of read it from, I don't want to say your point of view because you're very attached and you're very emotionally involved with your story. So you'll have to find somebody who doesn't love the story as much as you and say, I have a problem. There are too many words here. What needs to go? That may be
That's probably the best advice. If you're just rambling on and you've got a 200K page manuscript, it's like, what can go, or is it a really good story? Now, here's an example, and this is the next book I'm going to read. It's a beat-up used copy.
Hold on, Robert. I'm making you big. All right, go ahead.
This is The Luminaries by Eleanor Catton. Now, this debut author from New Zealand. Now, this book is a period piece. It's written in the 19th century. It's also a bit of a ghost story, and it has an overtone of all this Zodiac lore. It's not under genre. It's just under fiction. And yet it became a national bestseller and it won the Man Booker Prize. I used to worry about all these things about genre and length, but it depends on the agent. And really a lot of it comes from people who want to take on very specific things from new authors and make it almost impossible for you to break in. But if you're really good and you believe in it, don't chop it all to pieces because somebody says, oh, the genre's wrong or the length is wrong. Tell your story the way you want to tell it. And then show it to some people. Get some.
I have thoughts about this, and it's so reassuring to hear you say that, Robert. I mean, I'm writing a sci-fi, right? And people think, oh, sci-fi, pew pew pew, space wars, aliens, invasions. I'm like, no, I am an alien, but no, that's not what I'm writing. It is a sci-fi with a touch of paranormal, if I can call it paranormal, because I no longer know how to call that because paranormal now is associated with demons and angels, and I'm like, there's nothing of that in my book. So it's a sci-fi with people who have like extrasensory skills, so there is some paranormal element to it. But you see, and it's very YA passing, because I talked about this with my mom. It's very YA passing, but because the story spans 5 years in the life of these kids, then it's not YA, because you cannot have a long time span and time restrictions stuff that I don't even understand why are there. So it's not YA, but it's more adult. It's definitely not middle grade. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with this thing anymore. I don't know. You have seen my newsletter, so you read it. I'm scared. I'm I'm worried. I no longer know what to do. But it's so reassuring to hear Robert say that all of that restrictions that they are trying to sell us is not always true. That will depend on the agent. And I just...
It's 850 pages. I bet there were a ton of people saying this book is never going to sell. It's never
right. It's a doorstop. It's never going to sell.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, and I think that I do think the point, like, so when we talk about some of the challenges with a longer book, I think the first thing to look at is, do you have a lot of stuff in there that should not be in there? Is this book tightly written? Is it well written? And you need all those words to tell this story? And if you do, then you should never cut it. If you need that many words to tell that story in the best possible way, that's what you should do, because you should always focus on writing the best
I want to
book.
make an observation, because it's we are talking about Joanne Ninjahan's book, and there is something I need to remind everybody here. Not all of us are American or British, and Joanne's English is her second language, just as me. So there are things that both of us want to work with our English, with how we write our things. Is it too lengthy? Is it well structured in the sentence structure level? So like, I'm just that's another point that I know that it's worrying Joanne, and it worries me too. So like, I'm not bringing it up just to point at her. It's actually something that second language authors, like, we think about a lot when we consider like querying to agents and stuff like that. So that's another thing that maybe Joanne is thinking, that she has just written more than she should, because English is a second
So I want to add another thought.
language, which is a possibility, and in that case Joanne needs an editor, is looking for an editor, etc., etc.
Right. No, and the thing is that you really should, like, the book should always come first. Like, if the thing that we all know on some level is that if the work is really extraordinary, then the rules do not apply. I mean, that's there are exceptions to every one of those sort of general rules. It'll be harder, it'll be more challenging if you're trying to get traditionally published to have an agent willing to take it on, maybe, and it might be more challenging to get a publisher to sign on. But if it is a spectacular book, then they will. At least we hope they will. So so I think that's really it's important to remember the book comes first. Caro has something to say.
I was gonna say, because I wanted to add to that. So I'm not trying to bash too many books today, but I'm definitely gonna bash this one. So this book is called Dark Stranger, The Dream. I hate this book. I hate it with the passion of 1,000 suns. So like, I'm sorry, somebody messaged me. So literally the book opens up with like, hey, I know romance novels aren't 1,000 words, 100,000 words long, but thanks for sticking it out and giving my book a shot. And I was like, oh, I like big books and can't lie, right? That book is terrible. There's no plot. There's no conclusion. There's no conflict. It's basically you run into like this girl and like talk about the actual walking definition of a Mary Sue. That's that main character. She's like, and guess what? It opens up. It opens up with her having a dream.
Oh no.
Caro, I have thoughts.
She has a dream. She's having a dream, and oh my goodness, things are happening. And what's going on? She wakes up. She's like, no, I'm safe. I'm gonna go to work. And suddenly she goes to work, and there's these 3 freaking handsome guys, and they're all kind of like, hey. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so self-conscious, and I'm not very beautiful, but look at my luscious brown hair and my stunning eyes and my flawless skin. Please don't be attracted to me. Stop doing that.
Okay, that's awful. Yeah, that's awful.
The whole book was awful. And at one point, she's like, "No, I don't want to go with you to your your castle,
to your mansion.
I don't want to go to your mansion. You can't make me go to your mansion." The guy's like, "Too bad, we're going to my mansion." Okay, guess what? That's called kidnapping.
Right, I was just gonna say that.
Boy,
still illegal. And is it that kind of book?
Like, I guess if you're into non-con, okay, sure, but like,
yeah.
But there's no enemy either. There's no enemy. There's no conflict. Like, the actual conflict is her going like, what do I do? I'm so unattractive, but all these guys keep talking to me. Like, what's happening? And by the way, we have to stop for 10 pages and talk about that bitch over there who doesn't really do anything in the story. But man, look at her go. She's got them heels, da-da-da-da-da. And then she leaves the stage, and I don't see her again. I'm pretty sure she's relevant in another book, but...
Maybe she was hit by a car, but we don't know. We don't know what's happened to her.
Is that public?
Yeah. Is it what?
Is that a traditionally published book or a self-published?
It's self-published, and here's what blows my brain. It's it's got like 1,000 reviews and it's all like 5 stars. And so I was like, well, I know, I was like, so this must be something good. I got to like page 10 and I'm like, is it me? Have I become the person that I don't want to be? And then I was like, or are these accounts bought? Like I was literally like,
that's crazy. That is
Some
crazy.
people put
There's
into page numbers, and some people put it into cover design, and some people put it into buying fake readers.
Yes, they do. Okay, so yeah, so Joanne, the best thing that I think you want to do with this is, just to give you some sort of takeaway from this conversation, is to focus on writing the best book that you possibly can. And if it is 210,000 words, then then it is. And if you are making, if your copy is as clean as you can get it, and that story does not wander off into the middle of the desert.
If you have a rewarding story, nobody will care about your word length. That was why I was bringing that book up. That was not a rewarding story for me. It was a steamy pile of stuff.
Right.
And then, if you're gonna start your story with a dream, it's because the dreams are very much a part of the plot.
But it's not. It's a big cliche. I have met so many people where it's like, it starts with a dream, book instantly thrown into the slush pile. It's gone.
Yeah. I will say, I will make a confession.
I know. I have a problem with this.
No. I would say, no, I generally speaking, 99 times out of 100, I totally agree. And actually, I'm thinking about it. It didn't really start with a dream. I was going to say my book, Single-Minded, starts, but she's actually, she's just woken up in the middle of the night. She just says she's woken up from like a weird dream, but she's like disoriented. She doesn't, it's not about the dream. It's not about it. Now I'm like, oh no, it's not about the dream, but it's not a good idea. It's not generally a good idea to put a dream at the beginning or the end, because there's always something kind of off about it. Tell your story. You don't want to say like, oh, it was all a dream. Who remembers that from like 1970?
And the thing is that normally when you start something off with a dream, it's like it's not that I don't have a pony in the prologue discussion, but if you can cut it out and it doesn't affect the story, then you don't need it.
If you can cut it out and it doesn't affect the story, cut it out. That's the other thing. And then somebody, and I wish there was a search function in the chat. Unfortunately, there's not. Somebody whose name I thought I wrote down, but I didn't, is working on a new adult book that was 120,000 words. You know what? Single-Minded, my last book, was new adult, and 120,000 words is fine. It's a little bit on the long side, but nobody will die. So there you go. Same thing though, clean copy, good book, good story. I don't know. I always hate it when a book ends too soon. But of course it makes you want to like read the next one. So, all right, you guys, we are going to get back to working. We have a lot to do today. So we're going to head back on over for another sprint. We're going to get back to our 20-minute timer and do at least one more. So I want to know, when we come back, you guys, I want to know how you did and what you did. And we are going to get started right now. 3, 2, 1, go. Ta-da. All right, everybody. I was slow. I only got to the last, like to the very last second. I'm gonna stop. Oh, Doll muted herself. Somebody's watching Doll, or somebody's watching Joanne and Jahen. Oh, you know what? It's me. It was her timer that I used. I'm like, why do I hear Joanne's voice? That would be why.
We
So
were talking to her for so long that she just kind of popped into the stream.
I know. I was like, is she in the stream? I thought somebody else was listening to one of her videos during the sprint. And no, it was because it popped up right after, because we used her fabulous timer, which I always love. Okay. Great. How did everybody do? I'm going to go to our comment section first because everybody, we chatted last time. By the time the comments came through, we were on to another topic. So I want to make sure that we give everybody in the chat their due today. CEO Savvy said, ding. This was obviously the last one. You guys, let us know how you did in that last sprint, but we're going to talk about progress really fast in this sprint. Chasing Epiphanies has accomplished the impossible.
Yeah.
Written a song.
I already messaged him. I was like, "What? You wrote a song? I need to hear this. Like, I need to know what's going on." Like, I was frenetically messaging him.
That is awesome. That is totally awesome. 587 words out of 1K for Sakatumi. I'm guessing she probably got to her 1K. Sakatumi, let us know how you did. Sam got 533 off my new work in progress. That is awesome. Jeannie Marcel is at 127. Nice work, guys. Jeannie got 226 on the last sprint. Woo! Awesome. That is fantastic. Jeannie Marcel is also trying to wake up. Hopefully the last sprint got you. Oh my gosh, we just had like a major StreamYard jump. Oof. I'm never going to get back. Hold on. Okay. 200 words from Spence. Mr. Spence. What are we going to do with you? LR got 158. Editing as I go. That always slows things down, but very nice. Very nice. 533. That is totally incredible. All right. Joanne and Jahan invented a MMORPG skill set for aggro control for DD. Just need a signature skill. Cool. All right. I understood like 95% of that, so I feel very proud of myself today. Sarah rearranged some paragraphs, deleted 121 words. Nice work. Adea did battle with the dreaded enemy of all humanity, bills. I returned victorious. Yay! Woo! Don't you feel better after you take care of crap like that? I always do. Like, I dread it, but then you're like, oh, okay, that wasn't that bad. All right. Lucy. All right. Well, this is, I think, a piece of what we saw a little bit earlier. Oh, here I see. She says, writing middle grade fantasy. Context is always good. I was confused for a second. Alexis got 144. Woo! Awesome. Yay. Ooh, okay. We had the answer to a question I asked at the beginning. A sea grog is like a Norwegian folklore sea zombie. Cool. By the way, she says. I did ask the question. Thank you for sharing. All right. Carrie says, I was holding up my daughter while trying to comment earlier. Multitasking at its best. Very nice.
Real mommy life.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. You know what, though? You can write and be a mommy at the same time. It just takes just one more arm. That's it. All right. Joanne and Jahan, I sold a bratwurst sticker on Redbubble. What? I'm still waiting for someone buying a face mask with a smiley bratwurst over the mouth part. That sounds kind of awesome, actually. Darling Ryder is here. Hello.
Hi, Jules.
We're so glad you made it today. Chasing Epiphanies. I don't know if my songwriting's any good. I sent it over to one of my more musically talented brothers for input. Very cool. Story Detective says, Spence, in terms of your website, all the things you mentioned could come under the umbrella of visual arts. Totally agree with Doll. Yes. All right, here we go. Judy Marcel talking about Joanne Ninja Hen's 210,000 word book, said to maybe break the book into two books, more books. There you go. She also read the Rothfuss book. It was great. All right, I'm going to skip that part, and we're going to keep going down to writing. Lots of tangents, slice of life. All right, Joanne said she did say to her beta readers, tell me what I can cut or if I should split it up. So it seems like you are on the right track. SEO Savvy says, I have to say writing short stories has helped me trim the tangent fat in my noveling stories with an objective eye. It's definitely a learning curve. Yeah, I mean, yes, it is. It takes a while to sort of get, like, that you can still infuse all of that personality and sort of slice of lifeiness in the book without having it be too blah, you know, too much is what I'm trying to say. Blah. That's why I just use that word if I can't think of the other one. All right. LR says you can also look for places where you can compress, combine, so that you're not losing the aspect, but you're trimming it down if you want to trim it down. All right. Nice. Joanne says some of her readers like tangents. The other ones unsubscribe when she goes on tangents. So she's sort of getting mixed messages with that. Then we had a whole thing about you can't make me go to your castle. Alexis says, does anyone have any dark romantic fantasies? Are you asking if we have books, or are you just asking for research? Inquiring minds want to know. Carrie says self-published books like that are what perpetuates the rep of indies putting out trash to make a book. Couldn't agree more. And the crazy thing is there are lots and lots of indies that are
amazing,
right? Great cover design, great editing, and
Aphrodite's Shattered, Savvy's One Final Vinyl, Jillian Maria's The Songbird's Refrain. I could go on for days. Joey Paul's entire freaking catalog. Hello.
Yeah, there are some really, really great, really great indie, lots of really, really great indie published books. SEO Savvy says, clearly the Dark Stranger author needed Carol Brand's romance that works with the accompanying slideshow. I think we all need a Carol Brown slideshow every once in a while.
Every now and then.
Every now and again, yeah. Dane is here, loving the conversation. Spence has many thoughts about prologues. Yay, sprint. Savvy was doing some work and made it back in time for the sprint. Savvy working at compiling a spreadsheet for work. Oh, Caro is so happy right now. Every time you make a spreadsheet, Caro gets another feather. All right. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, I'm losing it. All right, you guys, we are going. So I'm going to drag down here to see what everybody did on the last sprint. But while we are doing that, what did you guys do on the last sprint, and how did you do? Let's start with you, Robert.
Well, I got 380 words that time, so it was 621 for the entire stream, but since I deleted a lot of words, I'm not totally disappointed in that.
That's good. That's good. That sounds good. How about Michelle? How did you do?
I got 930 somehow, and I had to like double check to see if that was right, because that's unusual for me.
You did really well. Usually we do 3 sprints. Today we only did 2. I guess we were too gabby. Two long ones plus the 5-minute, but you still almost 1,000 words for 2 sprint. Like, that's phenomenal. All right. Spence says, I have a love triangle. The more I think about it, it's a pseudo love triangle. The hero just mistakes the villain in disguise as probably the heroine's new boyfriend. Ooh, I love a mistaken identity. Doll, how did you do today?
I've been just consulting about, like, I released this website into the world, and I have been consulting like advice and suggestions with Maya and everybody else who has suggestions for me on my website, because, like, I mean, I don't know what I'm doing. Apparently I do, but honestly I don't. So, like, I mostly need advice. I can do it myself, but I just need like verbal guidance of like what can I do, because I am a very new author. I only have one thing out and another one coming up, and like poetry that I self-publish on my channel. So it's like I'm very DIY, I'm very new, I don't know what I'm doing. I think I know, but not really. You know exactly what I mean. So I have been just consulting with Maya all this time.
Well, I think that is totally awesome. And I will say that for me, some of the best successes I've ever had have happened when I had no freaking idea what I was doing. I think there's something magical about being like completely unjaded and uninitiated and just diving into it because you don't know what you can't do. And then you end up doing it, and it's an awesome way to be. So yay for you, doll. I'm super excited for you. All right, so Spence got 422 words, outlines, more distractions. I feel that. Jeannie Marcella, 227, just waking up. Yay. All right, Eleanor Archer got 313. Quantum Michelle, 358. Welcome today. We're so glad you're here. Oh, StreamYard just jumped. Okay.
Reading is okay. Is that what that was?
What?
I was looking at the shirt. Does that say reading is okay?
I can't. All right. Tell us what your shirt says. It's pretty cool. And welcome. I think this is your first time here, and I'm super excited you made it. We're here every Wednesday. Please come back. All right. Joanne Ninja Head says, I have a very good idea for a new timer. I'll send you the link when it's ready. Ooh, that's good. Thank you. Joanne, I love your timers. Spence says 8:12 for the stream, almost twice what I did yesterday. Yay! That is super awesome.
That reminds me, I need to work on another Iceland timer.
Ooh, I know
that.
Yeah, you have got some really beautiful timers. Really, really beautiful timers. All right, Very Bad Book says, it's so cute, I won't lie. Oh, Savvy says, Very Bad Books, you have a timer. I can't wait to see it. Very Bad Book says, it's so cute, I won't lie. Now we have to all go out. We got to go check that out.
I need to see that.
Yeah, me too. All right. CO Savvy, great advice. I can imagine how that helps. And CO Savvy says, we helped Joanne Ninja Hen with her book length advice. Helping a fellow writer friend is worth 2 spreads. Aww, Aww, thank you. That is a great way to put that. All right, you guys have been awesome. Keep those comments coming. If I missed anybody, let me know how you did. Caro, how did you do?
I deleted 574 words and then added 483.
Very, very nice. I got 2 thumbnails done, which I am super excited about doing that. I'm all like really trying to sort of batch things right now to be a little more efficient with my time. So I'm hoping that that works out. This is a secret stolen from Robert. Oh my gosh, I see a turtle in the backyard, you guys. He's got his little head poked out of the water. He's adorable. Okay.
It's not a gator.
No, it's not a gator. They have gator head is like this big, and turtle head's like this big. Okay, Sam got lost on Pinterest creating character boards. Love that. That is super awesome. Everybody loves CO Savvy. She's the best.
CO is the best.
She is. All right. Ooh, thank you. Okay. Here, oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Otherwise, I'd make you there you go. Can you guys copy that? That's just the end part of the YouTube URL. All right, very nice. RC, thanks for coming and dropping in today. All right, you guys are awesome. We're so glad you made it. We should probably check out because it's almost 10 after, and Doll has got to get ready for her stream. So today. Yay! Today is Writer Wednesday. So if you want to keep on sprinting, especially because we only got 2 in today, you can head on over to Doll's channel at 2 p.m. Eastern time, which is in about 52 minutes. She will be sprinting. And then tonight, of course, we have Savvy's author sleepover, which is always much fun. She will be doing her live stream tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern time, 9 Central. And Caro streams every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And oh my gosh, you know what we forgot to talk about? And I'm going to say it really quick because we're out the door. Tamara is doing a cover reveal tomorrow, which I am psyched about. Right. She writes these like beachy, cozy romance mysteries. Love it. So I'm very excited about that. What time is her stream tomorrow, Caro?
It's 2 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. Okay. So there we go. 2 p.m. Eastern time. All right, you guys. I know it was only 2. We normally get at least 3 20-minute sprints in. And if I'm really ambitious, I try to cram in 4, but it never works out well. The Dawdling Writer is streaming right now. Heather's here. Hello, Heather. We're so glad you made it today. And Dahl is streaming in about 15 minutes. So we are going to say our goodbyes.
52-ish.
51 minutes. 51 minutes ish. All right, we got to get this girl some lunch. All right, let's all say our goodbyes. Let's start with Michelle Schusterman today.
Unmuting. Okay, I remembered. Hi, I'm Michelle Schusterman. I write middle grade and young adult novels. I have a YouTube channel that is writing workshops, traditional publishing advice, and writing blogs. And I would love to see you there.
Very nice. Story Detective.
My channel is The Story Detective, and we review craft and put it under the microscope of a Sherlockian methodology in hopes to separate the facts from the BS. Just a fact.
That's awesome. Dahl.
Hello there, humans. I am DAL CECIL RUNO, the partially blind alien who is a known voices author, aka the ace from space. I write primarily sci-fi, but I like to explore other genres with my short stories. I have already a romance short story that's part of an anthology, and I have a thriller coming out this Halloween, and I have to say that because it's necessary. That's why I'm saying it. I also write some poetry, and I stream on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern, and I co-host wherever I'm invited. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chasing Epiphanies. Caro, tell us all about you.
Hello, my name is Cara Brown. I've come down from my caffeine high. I have a channel here on YouTube where I share videos about the life of Cara if you were interested in that. On September 16th, I have an anthology that is coming out with Violet Gay. So if you're interested in that, it's called One Bed Volume 2. And basically, I have a short story in there about an artist that falls in love with the writer of a comic and how that all goes down.
I'm super excited about this, and I have once again forgotten to talk about it during the stream. So I'm going, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write a note in my planner.
What?
I know. It's going to be super exciting. All right. I'm Lisa Daly. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I'm a traditionally published author, and here on my channel, I give writing and publishing advice. So if you want to write a book you're super proud of and get it published, this is a great place to do it. All right, you guys, you are awesome. Thanks to everybody who was here in the chat today. You guys make this like super fun. So, all right, everybody. See you over on Dahl Stream.
Here.
Bye.